It takes a good pitch, a great product and a persuasive personality to convince the Dragons to invest.
Good afternoon, Dragons. My name's Jack Bowden. I'm representing Farming and Countryside Education, also known as FACE. We are a registered charity organisation who is dependent on donations, fees and subscriptions to carry out our work. At FACE, we aim to provide opportunities and experiences for children through stimulating approaches such as hands-on learning activities, educational projects and visits to the countryside, with the overall aim to promote greater understanding of food and farming in a sustainable environment. I'm here today to ask for a donation of £50,000 for the charity, and I'm happy to take any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Jack. I'm Duncan. Can you tell me what is the need for FACE?
Well, Duncan, we have noticed how in recent times children, young people and their families have become disassociated from where their food comes from. This results in a poor understanding of what is required for a healthy diet and lifestyle. Therefore, we feel this attitude has to change in order to make young people and their families more aware of where their food comes from, how we care for animals and the environment so they feel more connected with the countryside around them.
How is a FACE farm, in contrast to my local farm, going to provide my 5-year-old daughter with a stimulating approach to learning about food and farming?
That is a great question, Peter. Our farmers are trained in hosting school visits and teaching primary classes. This makes them aware of how to create engaging and stimulating learning environments that children find enjoyable and learn most effectively in. For example, at our farm in Oadby, children have the opportunity to get their hands dirty and plant their own fruit and vegetables by using gardening tools. After this, children also have the opportunity to create their own healthy meals using the food grown by the farm. On a normal farm, these opportunities are not available because they do not have the time or facilities to support such activities. Their main focus is on the running of the farm, which restricts children's learning to simply being shown the different farm animals. In comparison, FACE farms place a greater focus on educating children about the importance of food and farming. We aim to bring to reality what children learn in the classroom. For example, pupils are able to walk around the farm while collaboratively discussing what they see, rather than being constrained behind a desk. Further, children are also able to participate in a variety of activities such as touching clusters, milk powder, stroking a calf and describing how it feels, and then feeding them. Incorporating these activities into our farm visits employs a multi-sensory approach to children's learning. We recognise the importance of making use of visual, auditory and kinesthetic learning to ensure all children are stimulated and focused on the activity.
I think that was an excellent answer, and I really like what you're doing there at FACE. However, my only concern is the risk outdoor learning can pose and whether the benefits outweigh this.
Yes, that is an excellent point you've raised there, Deborah. When schools organise a visit to a FACE farm, we arrange a meeting with the teachers and staff involved discussing safety issues such as the size of the class, the number of responsible adults required, first aid kits, how the adults will work with the children when they're at the farm, and the use of equipment such as gardening tools. As well as holding the meeting, our farmers also conduct their own risk assessment as they are more aware of the risks and hazards that their farm has. We will also ask teachers to inform us of any children with special needs or behavioural issues. This enables us to consider which equipment is most appropriate to use for the activities. Prior to the visit, we encourage teachers to teach their pupils about the risks as opposed to teachers eliminating them. Every young person should experience the world beyond the classroom as an essential part of learning and personal development, for supporting the idea of a creative curriculum. This is an approach supported by Ofsted, who found that hands-on experiences of learning outside the classroom can help to make subjects more vivid and appealing for pupils, which enhances the knowledge and understanding. As well as this, Green states how children's social and emotional aspects of learning, also known as SEAL, can be developed through outdoor practical learning.
Okay, Jack. I need to see some evidence that shows that learning outside the classroom does actually aid learning. What evidence is there?
Well, Duncan, learning outside the classroom promotes discovery, which enables people to take an active role in their learning. This is supported by theorists Piaget and Vygotsky, who advocate the influence of hands-on experiences, stating that learning is more meaningful and effective through this approach. In regards to your evidence, Ofsted state that structured learning outside the classroom is conducive to raising standards and improving pupils' personal, social and emotional development.
I want to know more explicitly how you incorporate the national curriculum into the farm visits.
Well, we recommend teachers visit the farm prior to their class attending, as this will give them a better understanding of what to expect, what the farm has to offer, as well as providing an opportunity to talk to the farmer. Through this, both the teacher and the participating farm are aware of the aims of the visit, the objectives for children's learning, and the national curriculum subjects to be addressed in order to develop subject-specific or cross-curricular skills. We then ensure a suitable farmer for the appropriate topic and age group is selected for schools to visit. For example, at Holly Green Farm, we have set up orienteering trials where children answer mathematical problems and have to select and use appropriate calculation skills to find the answers. These trials are set out across the farm and also develop children's geography fieldwork skills because they have to navigate their way around the trail. Children have to work in groups and will be physically active during the activity, thus meeting daily recommendations set out by the government for young people's activity levels. Through this approach, we promote children's cross-curricular learning and whole development of skills. During their prior visit, we emphasise the importance of the teacher conducting preparatory work so that children are aware of the purposes of the visit and can relate their experiences back to the work they do in the classroom. For example, a Year 5 teacher may begin a life processes topic in science that looks at differences between animals in relation to their life cycles. The class could identify the animals they will see at the farm and create a set of questions about how the animals are born, how they grow and how they reproduce. When at the farm, we will conduct a starter activity to find out about children's prior learning to ensure what we do is relevant and supports the curriculum. Using the questions they have devised in the classroom, children can discover their answers and develop ideas for later learning by asking the farmer specific questions and discussing findings with each other. We could extend their learning by suggesting reasons for similarities and differences between the animals.
How do you ensure that whatever the children have learned from the farm visit, that they are able to apply this experience back in the classroom to continue their learning?
Well, Peter, when the teacher attends the farm prior to the class visit, we discuss how it is useful to take photos using iPads or digital cameras to create a photo bank that children can use when they are back in the classroom. It could serve as a working wall with any work the class does that is related to the farm being put up on the working wall throughout the term. This shows a clear link between the school visit and how the learning that occurred has been transferred into the classroom setting. Cross-curricular links between computing and literacy could also be made. Children could write an email to the farm thanking them for the visit or asking them about further information. They could also use the pictures they took and create a presentation to show the whole school in an assembly, informing them about their experience. The focus here could be on using persuasive language to encourage fellow teachers to take their class to the farm. When back at school, the teachers should create a school or class garden where the children grow their own fruit and vegetables. Children will be able to see for themselves the plants and see firsthand that food does not come from the supermarkets. Instead, they grow. Here is where children will really gain a deep appreciation for the natural environment and ensuring they help maintain its sustainability. One of the schools to visit a faith farm, Middleton in Teesdale Primary and Nursery School, shows a really exciting way to teach their Key Stage 1 children about life cycles by having school chickens. Children use an incubator to hatch eggs in, learning about the ideal conditions for birth, growth and development. To progress learning across the curriculum, the school could keep the chickens and sell the eggs to develop mathematical and problem-solving skills. For example, how to create a successful small business.
Okay, finally for me, Jack, who else is on board with FACE and supports what you are doing?
We have a number of partners who support our work, such as Waitrose, Leaf, Dairy Co, and most recently the Academy of Culinary Arts Chefs and Doctor School Team. The Academy provides training for teachers and a booklet to generate ideas for how they can use this resource when back in the classroom.
Right, Jack, I'm going to make you an offer you cannot refuse. We have all decided that the contribution that FACE makes to teaching and children's learning and understanding of food and farming in the countryside is immense. For that reason, we have all collectively decided to give you £50,000 each.
That's very generous of you. Thank you.